It's no secret that Ricoma has a big online presence. Matter of fact, I'll bet no one in the embroidery business has more online presence than Ricoma.
Really?
They have YouTube videos, they have Facebook group, they have website blogs, they have pretty much anything that a beginner will want to see when they're starting out on the embroidery business. However, why there are so many bad comments about Ricoma? In 2020, we were going through a pandemic. Everyone was on lockdown that year. The same year, I ended up a romantic relationship. And I also lost my job.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I decided to move in with 3 other friends. So here I was, no job, going through a breakup and moving to a new place. I always knew that I wanted to start my own business. I just didn't know what would it be. All right, so picture this. I'm sitting on the sofa on the afternoon, scrolling through YouTube, and I see this woman saying that she make X amount of money by selling on Etsy. That's literally all I needed to start an embroidery business with no experience. Heck, I have never inserted a thread on a needle before, but somehow I wanted to invest $17,000 on an industrial embroidery machine on the middle of a pandemic. Yikes. So the questions are, did I make the right decision on getting a Ricoma as my first embroidery machine? Should I start with a smaller machine perhaps, like the SE 600 or even the Ricoma EM1010 instead of a embroidery industrial 15 needle extra wide embroidery machine? Did I even consider other competitor? Is the Ricoma brand bad? Is the customer service bad? Is a Japanese and a Chinese embroidery machine the same quality? And lastly, why? Why there is so many bad comments about Ricoma online? All right, so behind me, I have a SWD Ricoma embroidery machine, the largest embroidery area, at least according to Ricoma website. They have all these videos, all these Facebook groups that it's sort of like a community, which honestly I do like. I do like that about Ricoma, especially if you're starting out, this is great news. And they have all these videos about where to sell your merchandise you create and where you find suppliers and how do you do pretty much anything that you can think of. They have a video about it. But especially the one thing that attract everyone to Ricoma, I will say in my opinion, it's definitely the financing. When you have all these things combined, all of a sudden, it doesn't seem so difficult to start an embroidery business or to start that new hobby, right? But I believe this is trouble for Ricoma because remember what I just said about financing? It's probably one of the biggest things, which in most cases you don't pay interest. Well, this means that almost anyone can get a embroidery machine like this one, which is qualified as an industrial machine. The problem is these machines are not like printing machines. You just don't hit a button and magically do what you want. There is a lot behind these things. And this is why I said this might be good for the image of Ricoma. And I'll explain why. Because there is a lot of people entering this industry, this embroidery business through Ricoma, and Ricoma has a big online presence. Well, there's a lot of people watching these videos and commenting these videos, which, you know, create a big community, which again, I will say it again, no other competitor has the community that Ricoma has built until this date. But this also means no good news because, well, guess what? There is now more people commenting and just saying a lot of things about frustrations, which most of the time it's just the business and the nature of running a embroidery machine. These things are not easy. These things are difficult. Digitizing back-end needles, and these things are frustrating. And a lot of people just get frustrated and they just, just post online, post on YouTube, post on Reddit or whatever the case might be, making videos about how bad customer service is. But listen, let me tell you, I have 4 years and a half with my Ricoma, and I have never had a problem, not even a single one. Now, the question is, did I make the right decision on getting a Ricoma as my first embroidery machine? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, it's the best decision that I have made, and I don't think I would have made it any other way. And it's not because I already own an embroidery machine, but it's because what I just said this entire video. There is so much content about Ricoma teaching you not only using the machine, but things that you can do and things that it's available to you when you buy a embroidery machine. And it don't have to be a Ricoma, it can be any embroidery machine. Did I consider another competitors? Yes, but sort of. And the reason why is because when you are brand new to this industry, and I'm saying like you don't know nothing, like in my case, I'm coming from a printing background. So I did not know anything about embroidery, but I liked it. So I didn't know who were the main competitors. I mean, I knew Tajima was on top because you see it like at every lit store. But other than that, I didn't know any other competitors. I knew a few others, but you know what? I was starting out, so I needed all the help that I could get. And Ricoma was that help, especially financially. And because I knew what I wanted, which was to build a business, Ricoma could offer me the help of getting me a industrial embroidery machine at 0% of interest at the time. No one else was doing that, and I don't know if it's someone else is doing like at this time. So yes and no, I wouldn't want to, like for example, buy the SE600 or the EM1010 because I knew what I wanted. I didn't want it to be a hobby, so I didn't even look through those things. And I'll probably will consider the brother. There is like a 9 needle brother machine. I think it's called the Entrepreneur. I've seen good reviews about that one. Probably that would be one that I will probably consider. But yeah, I'm really happy about the choice that I made. Is the Ricoma customer service bad? No. They're gonna answer you the basics of how to navigate your machine. If you get deeper in the waters, now you're on your own. You can't expect someone to be behind you to guide you through every step. They're gonna guide you through the most basic stuff and more fundamental and maybe some mid-level. But then after that, you're gonna get into more specific problem, and that's on you now. You gotta understand that. And plus, besides from the machine itself, there is a digitizing, which is another part that I will not talk in this video. It's a separate video. So embroidery is just not about the machine. It's the creativity, it's the materials, and it's a digitizing. It's a lot more than just knowing how to run a machine. It's the quality of the Chinese compared to the Japanese. Like, they're similar. And all I can say about that is that the build quality, it seems like the same. It seems like there is no difference, perhaps. The embroidery quality though, there is something that I can't explain in this video, but there is difference. And I know there's a debate on this. There's a lot of people that are Ricoma's fan and they like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Hear me out. There is difference. I've been working on how to prove this, but it's hard to prove. And I'm saying this because if I show you a picture, you will see, okay, well, there's no different. You gotta be like there. But this is another video. But in my personal experience, there is a difference in quality, at least in the embroidery, but not in every garment, especially in hats. There's a difference in other items. Let's just keep it at that. Let me take a sip on this one. Why Ricoma has so many bad comments? Okay, well, I did a basic research, and when I say research, I mean like a Google search. So what I found out is that a lot of these people, they just having problem figuring it out. Most of it. They have problem not knowing exactly what to do most of the time. They have problem maybe not connecting with the right person when they go a Ricoma. That's what's going on. Ricoma has bad comments because a lot of people buy these entry levels machine like the EM1010 and they want magic to happen. And it's not like that. I wish it was like that. It's not gonna happen. It takes time. Whoever says you're gonna be learning this thing in 3 months, it's lying to you. For you to know this really well and produce like quality work, we're talking about what, a year. Because you need to know about digitizing as well. It's so important. So most of these people are frustrating and they just, commenting their frustration, which they point out to be the machine, but it's hard. It's not easy. But that's my personal opinion, and that's my personal answer to this question.